Hi, this is Alicia.
And this is Rafa.
And this is What Does It Feel Like Today?
What does it feel like today?
Well, I just heard some thunder. It's raining, getting ready to rain in Orlando, Florida.
You know, I have to say, it feels good to get back to our rainy afternoons after months of drought. And I kind of sort of feel guilty that the rest of the country is going through all of this crazy record highs, but we're kind of readjusting back to our regular cadence of weather, which is nice.
Yeah, I agree. So how are you feeling today? No sore throat, no cold?
No COVID symptoms? No.
Well, we're
I
recording
actually,
like this. Okay.
no, I was going to say, I actually feel great. I've lost over 5 pounds. I went back to keto. And it's amazing how much weight you can lose by just cutting out the carbs and not even starting because I like to use the keto shakes, you know that. But just stop eating the Subway sandwiches, stop eating the DoorDash, quick pizzas at night. It just cutting that off. I lost 10 pounds within a week and a half.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. Girls can never lose that much weight that fast.
But no, I mean, it's discipline, but once you make that adjustment, I've done keto before. I forgot, oh yeah, it's like riding a bike. It's easy because sometimes you stress out about meal prepping and stuff like that. But no, it's good.
That's for me, I've been having severe back pain and sciatica. So I've been having to go to the emergency room to get medication because I can't get into my general practitioner because COVID. I couldn't get in until August 30th. Can you believe that? They don't have any sick appointments until August 30th.
It's so tough now. It's hard to get anything. It's hard to get anything because of COVID and high demand, right?
Yes.
Especially in the medical industry.
Yes. So my back's just been killing me. And anyways, I've been having to go to our local Centricare and Guidewell. And I'm tired of being on the medication. So I made an appointment with BioSpine because that's the only place that I could get into. I know my sister had the laser. It was the Laser Spine Institute, I think in Tampa, and she had treatment there and it worked really well for her. So I'm hoping that this will work for me because it is excruciating.
Oh, I can't imagine. I think I've had back problems before working at the Magic Kingdom. Yeah. So I know that they're very debilitating. So my heart goes out to you. I hope they figure something out.
Thank you. Me too. I'll do anything. Actually, I think that's the thing. I can understand why people get hooked on painkillers. When I did get a Centricare, they gave me a shot and I was like, oh, okay. I feel so much better. Yeah. I could take that shot every day. I don't know what it was. I kept asking, what is that shot?
What's in that? I'm sure it's something. I'm sure it's something that's very, very addictive. I'm sure.
Well, and too, this is interesting. When I went yesterday to Guidewell, they gave me Narcan. So if I OD on any of it, to spray it up my nose, they're like, "Oh, if you start feeling a little funny or anything." I'm like, now you're scaring me. I don't know that I want to take
some potent stuff. We gotta go. Yeah. Maybe, hey, it's Friday night. Maybe we should have a glass of wine and try some of your new.
I'd be too scared.
So I started recording my new podcast to help my business, and I haven't published it yet. I'm still in the editing phase, but I wanted to share with you that my guest speaker noticed my Aperol behind me on my bar, and I had to point out that how empty it is because I love my Aperol spritzers. So.
Yes. I'm like, that's like a nice afternoon little.
It is, especially for this hot weather. Yeah, it's nice.
Yes. So, what are you thinking about the COVID situation in Florida?
Oh my gosh, it's scaring the crap out of me, honestly, and I get a lot of firsthand feedback from my cousin now that she moved into another school, high school teacher, and how are they handling the kids with written notices from their parents, that they don't need to wear a mask, and they don't really have a way of tracking that. So I think they're kind of treating it like a don't ask, don't tell, don't engage. They'll make a fuss about it if they're not wearing the mask. It's almost like this has become so polarizing that it could interfere with their education. So
Yes.
they just want to just move forward. My cousin has a weakened immune system with fibromyalgia and many other things that she has going on. So she feels extremely vulnerable. So luckily she does have an office that she can lock herself up. But you know how it is in high school, kids in the hallways when they're changing
Yes.
classes.
Yes.
She did say that the halls are a lot wider than what we're used to when we were in high school, but it still doesn't stop from kids in the classrooms. They're not seating 6 feet apart. They're more like 3 feet apart.
No, they're
You
not
know?
6 feet apart. And those who are vaccinated are getting COVID and some are getting sick too. And just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean that you're not going to catch COVID. And in fact, at my husband's office, he's had several employees that have been vaccinated that have
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah,
Less symptoms, though, less symptoms, not as sick. But I
but
have heard
still,
of
the fact that
people that
we're
are sick.
we're still vulnerable, yeah. And as you know, I had to cancel my birthday plans to Costa Rica, just because we're going to another country, not sure about their medical infrastructure. What if we do wind up showing positive, because you have to have a negative test when you come back into the country. So out of fear of all of those different unknowns, we thought the most sensible thing was just to stay local. So we're actually going to Palm Springs instead.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry about that. I know
Actually,
you
I'm not. Palm Springs has been
really
on my bucket list for quite some time.
okay.
I'm actually very
Okay.
excited about it, but Costa Rica
Oh,
will always be there. Yeah.
okay. Good. Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're so positive about it.
Mhm.
So today I thought we could talk about skin and caring for your skin. So I'll give my age. I'm actually 52 years old, and I think I look rather wrinkle free for 52. But I feel like I'm wrinkle free because I've got very pudgy cheeks, so they kind of stretch out, keep my skin. So one thing that I used to do when I was younger, which I grew up in Florida, and I was a sun worshiper. I laid out in the sun all the
Were
time.
you one of those kids that would put like baby oil on?
Yes, yes, I was. I
You're
was
one of
one of
those
those
kids.
kids. I
We all
was.
put baby oil back in the 80s on our skin. We thought that was like great. It's an
Oh yeah,
accelerator.
yeah. I was definitely like, look at my tan lines. Aren't I great?
I
Am I
remember
as
one
dark
time
as
my
that person?
cousin, yeah, I remember one time my cousin put on baby oil and her best friend. They came over to use my aunt and uncle's pool, and they got into their pool. It was like an above ground pool. It was Connecticut. It wasn't
Yeah.
fancy, but it was still nice to have a pool. And you could see like this layer of oil on the top of the swimming pool. It was like this Exxon Valdez. My uncle was not happy about it.
Well, my favorite oil to put on my skin was Bando Soleil. I
Oh,
loved
well, it
that. I just
smelled
thought it was so
good.
luxurious.
They were smart. It smelled like you were on vacation. I think they
Yes,
were the first ones to really do that, to put that fragrance in there.
yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, and the commercials was, yeah, Banda Soleil. Like, it always
I
had
mean, it
this
was just like
copper
that
tanned
nice,
Raquel Welch on the beach.
yes, like that nice tan. And I was all in, with my little OP bathing suit and
Yeah.
bikini, and I was ready. And I was dark, dark, dark. I didn't even realize. However, cut to many years later, and I have something going on my face. So I first popped up, and I was like, what is that? It looks like a
Mhm.
pimple. So, but something told me, don't touch it, leave it alone. I didn't
Mhm.
touch it, but it ended up flaking, skin flaked over it, flaked off, bled, and then it did it again. And within that month, I was like, okay, there's something
Sounds
weird.
like an aggressive mole that does it right
Yeah,
away.
yeah. Well, it wasn't a mole. I ended up going to the dermatologist, and she did a biopsy and found that it was skin cancer.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So in fact, I had to have the Mohs surgery. And
Wow.
have you ever heard of that surgery? Do you know how it
No,
works?
tell us
Okay.
about it.
So with Mohs, what they do is they go in and they're going to take the first layer off to see, so they don't have to go too deep. So it's wide. They cut the whole area out, and then they go deep underneath to make sure that if there's any skin cancer underneath, that they get all of it. So what they do is they take it. You're awake. It was on my face right here. You can see
Right.
like the line now right here if you look.
Right.
So they
Oh,
took
wow. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the
The
camera, but I can
lighting.
see you in the
Yeah.
monitor.
You see
Yeah.
it right here?
Oh, right. I remember that little guy. Yeah, I was gonna name it for you.
Yes. Yes.
I'm kidding.
I know. I know. So, anyways, I go, well, let me tell you this too. When I went in
Uh-huh.
to have the procedure, the nurse is like, oh, are you sure you want to do this? Maybe ask your doctor to give you something like to relax you. I'm like, oh, no, I'm fine. I can handle anything. Like, she kept trying to
And
give me hints, and I wasn't really picking up on it. So, what happens is you go in, they lay down, they put things, little tape over your eyes, but you're awake the whole time. And then they take a laser and they cut open your skin and you can smell it burning and everything. And I'm awake and it's right there right by my eye. And
so
I'm like,
close.
oh my goodness. So they go in and they're like, okay, here's the first round. They leave it open. So they cut it out, leave it open. You go wait in a waiting
You probably
room.
feel the air blowing on it and everything, right?
I mean, I think they put a little tape or something over it.
Gotcha.
Sitting in the waiting. Well, first of all, they're like, okay, get up. You're going to go wait in the waiting room. We're going to look at this underneath the microscope. I'm like,
Get out.
okay.
So you don't get their actual reactions like, oh,
Yeah, right. Like, oh.
oh my God.
So, anyways,
So
I
weird.
walk out and they get me up, and I'm like, I could barely walk. I was shaking so bad. Someone's like cutting your face open. I don't know what was in my mind. Like, I thought I was so tough.
So what's the lesson learned? If they offer you painkillers or numbness, take
Or
it.
like something that's going to make you out of it, don't decline it.
Don't
Take
decline. Yes.
Take
I'm sorry.
whatever they're offering you, because it was, I mean, it's like someone's cutting open your face. Like, I don't know what I was
With a
thinking.
laser.
Right.
Hot.
And you can smell it.
If you sneezed, your nose would have gotten cut off.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Let's not go.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to, I'm
It was
sorry. I'm old school. I want totally sensory deprivation.
right.
So-
I wish I did too. I wish I would. I don't know why. I just thought, oh, I'm good. I'm tough. Nothing like that over really bothers me. I'm strong. Yeah, I'm not that strong. I was like literally like, okay. I said to my husband, I'm like, oh my God, if they got to cut, I can't do another cut. I can't do another cut. Like, I just kept praying that was it. And actually they did
Oh
come
my
in and they
gosh.
said, we got it all. So I went back in and they just sewed me up, and that was that. But at the time, it was probably around 7 years ago that I had this procedure. My daughter was in
Mhm.
elementary school. And again, I'm tough when it's something
Right.
to do with your face. I don't know why. I just wasn't thinking. They said, don't bend over, don't do this, really lay down. But, I just felt like, okay, I got to be tough. I kept working. I bent over. I popped open my stitches on my face because I went.
Alicia.
I know. I mean, it turned out it's not that bad, the scar, but it probably would have been a lot less.
So are you gonna get the scar treated? Because I'm getting it's so funny because I have a scar on my leg. We talked about a little small keloid from a skin biopsy that my dermatologist did. Are you gonna get that?
I might do it because I'm definitely probably going to get a neck lift
Mm.
in the
Oh
next 5
wow.
years. Yeah, I'll admit it. I'm definitely going to do that. Like,
Wow.
that's where I feel like I show my age the most, is on my neck. So probably within.
So my friend had a full-on facelift, and
Yeah.
she only waited 2 weeks, but she looked like she was in a car accident.
Yeah.
Where they make the incisions and
Yeah.
excuse me, they kind of added a little bit more to here. Anyways, she looked swollen, and when the swelling went down, but they were very adamant, like, no strenuous activity and that kind of stuff. What did she go do within a week and a half? I think 2 weeks, she started riding roller coasters at Universal Studios. I wanted to kill her. I'm like, what's wrong with you? That is a
Yeah.
major surgery. I'm like, I
I
noticed the scars when she pointed them out. Otherwise, I would never have noticed it.
Right.
Long story short, she wasn't happy with it. She had to go back and do a little tweak. She felt like some of the fat that they put in her face were kind of like in the wrong position or kind of fallen.
Right.
But it kind of freaks me out that they treat the body like a tailor, like, oh, we'll just, fix it,
Yes.
snip, like the nip and tuck term. But yeah, I mean, I'm not against it if it makes you feel better about yourself. Like, look, today I told you I have a 3:30. I'm going to go get fillers.
Oh, I agree. I think if it makes you feel better,
Absolutely.
for me, I definitely feel like I would do it lightly. I would never put tons of stuff where it looks, I mean, you see some people on TV or in pictures and you're like, oh, wow,
Right.
they look amazing. But then
Right.
you see them up close and you're like, ooh,
What was
your
that
face
movie?
isn't
You never
moving.
want to get what was that movie that Goldie Hawn did? Is it called The First Wives Club?
Oh, no, it's
Remember,
Death
like,
Becomes Her. Death Becomes
no, no, no. First Wives Club, where they
Oh,
all start hanging out, Bette Midler
yes,
and Diane
yes, I know.
Keaton,
Yeah.
and then she had her lips done, and they were like super swollen.
Yes,
Like I
yes,
always
yes,
like use that as like the benchmark. Like you don't
yes,
ever want to get to that point,
yes.
where you look like you were sucking on a hot curling iron.
Well, that's like Death Becomes Her too. Remember they were fighting. Okay, so what happens is they drank this stuff for beauty and
Right,
it was they'll
right,
live forever
right.
kind of thing.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. It was Angelina Rossellini, or no, Isabella Rossellini. She was
Yes.
fantastic in that movie and
Yeah. Oh
gorgeous.
yeah. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. But
Amazing.
yeah, no, I'm not opposed with a little touching up here and there.
Well,
So
and that speaking of that, how far would you go for beauty or
I don't know. I haven't crossed that threshold yet. I'm still hanging on as much as I can,
I
but
just,
I really attribute a lot to nutrition, exercise, and hydration. I think people forget that, drinking water is very important, especially for your skin, right? Your skin's your largest organ on your body
yes.
is your skin. So drinking lots of water, moisturizing, exfoliating, all of that stuff,
I agree. I agree with you. I feel like I wouldn't go too far with anything. I feel like the older I get, the more I'm accepting of my body.
Hmm.
I do wish now that I'm 52 and I look back, I'm like, why didn't I just love myself more? If I could talk to a younger crowd, I would say, love yourself, be
Yeah.
okay in your own skin, look
Yeah.
at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself, like you love your parts and just find appreciation for them.
Absolutely.
I look back
Absolutely.
when I was younger. Oh my gosh, I had the best figure. And I'm like, appreciate what you have. And even now, like wherever you are now, even we're in our 50s,
Hmm.
appreciate what we have right at this moment.
I still have 2 more weeks to hit 50, so calm down.
I'm myself, you youngin. So, I mean, hell, you're always going to be younger than me.
That's
So,
awesome. I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
all right. Well, I think it's time for a.
Oh, wait, recap
Oh,
one more. I thought we should
okay.
do this for fun. Oh, I wanted to share what's in my Amazon today.
Oh, okay.
I haven't opened it. I haven't looked on my app to see what it is. I thought it'd be kind of spontaneous if we
Okay. What's in his Amazon package?
let's see what is in my I hope
How
it's
often do
nothing.
you get Amazon?
I get one. I get a package like every 3 days.
Oh,
I'm terrible.
you are
Oh,
terrible.
let's see. What did I get? What crap did I buy from Amazon today? Oh, wow. Speaking of which, this is my Keto Logic Energy powder.
Ooh.
So I swear by this stuff. This stuff, it fuels performance, suppresses your appetite, and it boosts your ketones. And they come in really cool flavors. Let's see if I can put to the
What
camera.
flavor? I can't
It's
really
too
see it.
glaring.
Yeah. What flavor is that?
This is it looks like vanilla, like cookies and cream.
Mm.
So basically, how this works is that you take this in the afternoon in place of like your coffee. Like I always would have afternoon coffee. You take
Yeah.
a scoop of this and mix it with your water, and it adds BHB and it has a little bit of caffeine, so it kind of boosts your energy and suppresses your appetite until dinner, which is nice when you want to normally snack. But a lot of people have sworn by this stuff, and it does work. It does work.
Well, obviously you've lost your 5 pounds in 10 days, right?
Well, yeah, staying off of the Doritos helps too.
Something's ready. Oh, and he likes what kind of Doritos don't you like? The
Oh my,
flaming.
oh my God! I used to like the spicy lime, the chili and lime ones. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
They're
just had
so addictive.
Doritos the other day for the first time in a long time, and I have to say it was really yummy.
Very addictive. I don't know what they put in there, but people, in lime ones. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
They're
just
so
had
addictive.
Doritos the other day for the first time in a long time, and I have to say it was really yummy.
Very addictive. I don't know what they put in there, but people, they discolor your tongue. They get on your fingers that deep orange. And sometimes I always get that one person like, you know what that does to your stomach? I'm like, what? What? As I'm eating
Like, I'm
it.
okay with it today. Until you're like, go to the doctor, and they're like,
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's do our
All
recap.
right. Now it's time for a
Recap.
thunder.
Love the skin you're in.
Don't bend over.
Take the pain meds. Take the pain meds.
Definitely take the pain meds. Take the knockout drops. More like it.
I'm ready for a facelift.
All right. Well, have a good weekend.
Bye.